So let's try this again. Do check out that description. I'm, of course, doing this for a second time. We do have a champion, or we do have a challenger. But I am the Golden One himself, leader of GWO. I am Ricky Goldman. Again, check out that description because it is the channel with its own faction. It is the People's Wrestling Channel, and this is the epic showdown you were waiting for. Forget Austin McMahon, forget Austin and Michaels, forget Brett and Michaels. This is the show of shows, and that is right, once up again, Justin. But this is
Welcome to Doesn't Matter.
That is right. It doesn't matter what we call this quiz, a quiz that's not for jabronis. So, for a second time, let's bring in the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE quiz champion himself. He is ready to defend the title. He is the man they call Ian. He's got to move up. Yeah. Right. Fantastic. I would love to hear that all night. But anyway, for the second time today, how are you?
All good, all good. I hear we've got some new blood.
Yes. And we've got a challenger replacing Paul. So thank you for doing this in advance. But he is the man himself that I met at Love Wrestling. He is Joe the Buzzard. And how are you?
I'm good. I'm very good, yeah.
How are you, Joe?
You kind of a standing.
Where did you keep your ass?
Right, you kind of a stand in. But here we go. You may walk away with the title. This is if I've got a picture of it. If I haven't, I haven't. If I have, I have. This is the title you're fighting for. So who's gonna? Ian was talking of the tribal chief then. So who's going to walk away champion? So the first 10 questions are all about Backlash. So hopefully, Joe, you've been watching a while. Some are new questions, some aren't. So, question: the first person to say the name. So rather than we've got rid of the ding thing, just say I'll ask the question, say your name, answer it. So the year of the first ever WrestleMania Backlash. Before you answer, there's only 2. There's your clue.
Ian, 1999.
Definitely not. When I said there was only 2, there was your clue. So definitely not. There's only been 2 WrestleMania backlashes.
You said, oh, hang on, WrestleMania. Oh, Ian.
No, no. You can't have 3 or 4 answers. That's the draw. 2. There's only been 2 WrestleMania backlashes, not Backlash. WrestleMania Backlash. There's your clue. So it started after a certain WrestleMania.
Was it
in recent? It's been in recent years. It wasn't last year, but I'm giving you all the clues I can here.
Was it 2021?
Correct. After WrestleMania 37, 27. What are we up to now? 37.
I didn't read the WrestleMania part.
Oh dear. I'll read it.
Yeah, okay.
2021. Correct. Justin. So yes, Ian, read the answer properly. I'll explain it if you need me to do. So question 2. Give me a second. Here it is. Who was Shawn Michaels' tag team partner in that Backlash 2006?
Ian.
Go on.
I believe it was God the Almighty.
Correct. Yes. Just an insane.
But he just said God. He didn't say God the Almighty.
God, yeah. Well, same thing, isn't it? Just an insane thing. Like
only Vince would think that.
Vince McMahon in church just crazy, just blasphemous, and like anybody religious, just you can't be doing that. But it's Vince McMahon.
Second last year
Dog.
of the rootless aggression era.
What?
Second last year of the rootless aggression era.
But some stuff like that you can't be doing. Anyway, question 3. This is an old question, so that's your clue before I ask. So, what brand did Backlash start out as? It started out as Backlash something, and it was back in the start of Golden Era, or ending in the Golden Era, going into the Attitude Era. So it's known as Backlash something. Well, all the pay-per-views started out as something, and it had this name.
Ian, I believe it was In Your House.
And was it? Did it fall under that name? Yes, it did. And it'd be super impressive if you can tell me the year, the last ever Backlash in Your House.
I believe it was 2008.
Well, seeing as in your house.
In Your House. In Your House. Hang on. I think it was then.
If you don't know, you don't know. Just let's move on.
Was it, Joe? Was it 1998?
This is you're getting a point for this. This is just to see if you knew, but that's probably right. I would imagine. Yeah, going into the ruthless aggression, no ruthless attitude era. This is a 2-part answer. So, what movie was promoted at Backlash, and how did they promote it?
Oh,
Go on.
Kane, See No Evil.
No, well, you wouldn't. They suppose they promoted that Backlash, but I meant like full-on promotion. They got a lot of controversy, we suppose you would say, for it. I thought it was a great idea how they did it and why they did it and everything. They got paid tons of money, and why not? But
Ian,
go on.
how it was promoted by using?
No, what movie? What movie was it?
Oh.
Okay, here's your clue. Batista was in it.
Oh. Ian. It
Go
was
on.
Army of the Dead, and they promoted it by having that terrible zombie lumberjack match with Damian Priest and The Miz.
I thought we'd never ever get to that answer. I thought I'd age by the time you got through it. But yes,
the bar was really low that day.
I'd have to I really had to kind of scratch the answer out of you. But yes, I thought it was a great idea how they did it. You know, they promoted a movie. They got a ton of money.
But really, it only got to Netflix though. It was never in cinemas because the cinemas weren't open at the time because of COVID, and the match itself was terrible. And Miz got injured.
It was a horrible, ridiculous match, like people being scared of zombies. But they promoted it, so.
And Miz got injured for the first time in his career.
So I wasn't 100% against the match. It was stupid, but how much money did WWE get paid for it? Loads. Anyway.
What's the score?
Moving on, going to I think this was 2008, roundabout, maybe. Anyway, who got pinned in the John Cena versus Edge versus Shawn Michaels versus Randy Orton fatal four-way match at Backlash?
Ian, I believe it was Randy Orton.
Was it? Correct. Fantastic match, fantastic finish. In fact, that's the next question, but fantastic finish. Like the sequence of events that led up to it. So, how did the finish happen?
Shawn Michaels kicked John Cena.
Ian?
Shawn Michaels super kicked John Cena onto Randy Orton.
And yeah, he tried to scramble for him. He couldn't get to him.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Have you seen that match, Joe?
Ironically enough, no, because by which time, like, I didn't have Sky.
If be on the network, but a fantastic finish, fantastic sequence of events. But yeah, you're correct, Ian. Like he super kick, I think Orton gets, who else was? No, Orton gets speared. Shawn Michaels super kicks him. Cena falls onto Orton, and then Shawn Michaels going to scramble, and that's the finish. Like, nobody looked weak, nobody got buried. It just, yeah, fantastic.
The only sad thing was that we never got the final round between Cena and Michaels, because then Michaels went on to feud with Orton, and Cena had that terrible feud with Cali.
Oh, God. Great Khali. Don't remind me.
I mean, to be fair, whenever you've got HBK before he retired, the guy always knew how to tell a story when it came to matches.
Yeah, and he told a great story with Orton.
Well,
Yeah.
it's like even when he's been like special guest referee, the match with Undertaker and Triple H at Hell in a Cell was him telling the story of being conflicted, and it was pretty
Correct. So this was last year. So if you remember back to last year's question 7, the main event of last year's Backlash.
Ian, now you're saying Backlash.
Okay, WrestleMania Backlash then. WrestleMania Backlash then.
It was RK Bro and Drew McIntyre versus the Bloodline.
I thought it was Hornswoggle versus El Torito, but there you go. I'm sure it was El Torito or Hornswoggle. Have I missed something here? But correct, yes. A fantastic main event. So, yeah, fantastic main event. Question 8 is... So, okay, it's again WrestleMania Backlash then. I've just put Backlash, but where did Backlash or WrestleMania Backlash 2001 take place?
Ian, the Performance Center.
And...
Thunderdome Performance Center.
Oh, no, you can't have two answers. You can't have two answers, and you are wrong. It wasn't the Performance Center. That was a year before. So, Joe? Ian gave you a clue there. It wasn't the Performance Center. It was...
Florida.
What?
Florida.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, technically Florida, but I mean, okay, the venue.
Oh, so it wasn't the Performance Center. It wasn't the Performance Center.
It was the one with all the screens, if you remember.
It was the Thunderdome.
Hey, there we go. Yes. Correct. It was the Thunderdome. Well, technically, yes, Hollywood, not Hollywood, Florida, but I was on about the venue. So, yeah, Justin knew that. Did either of you get into the Thunderdome, Ian? Did you get into it?
I got into the Thunderdome the week before the last SmackDown before they brought it back to normal. I remember yeah, I did get kicked out. I remember somebody saying, now start chanting. There was watching it was Shinsuke.
So yes, yes was the answer. I don't need till right. So yes, and Joe, were you ever in the Thunderdome?
I wasn't, no, but I did. It was one of those because obviously, you know, a lot of people said it's different with the sort of floors and stuff like that. It
was cool. It was cool, but they did say you have to cheer and boo certain people. It's like, well, what if I don't want to do anyway?
Yeah, they were very controlling in it.
I think the funniest thing was when they got some of the wrestling performers, like you'd have like a plate of glass with some of the NXT performers, like when there was like.
Oh yeah, that was the Thunderdome. That was the performance. They're talking about the Thunderdome. You could actually enter it, and you could watch it, and on a little screen, and it would say, right, you're coming back from the commercial. Started cheering. I was like, well, what if I don't want to do? Anyway, question 9. Name the 2 people. This is a Backlash. They were in the greatest wrestling match of all time.
Ian.
Joe.
Ooh, Joe, I think that was you, unfortunately, Ian. Sorry. Go on, Joe.
That would be Edge and Randy Orton.
And what did you think? Would you call it the greatest match of all time? Correct. Yes, it was Edge and Orton. It was a fantastic match, but wasn't the greatest of all time. What do you think, Ian?
It was a great match, all right, but in your mind, it didn't have Roman Reigns.
No, I can appreciate other matches that don't have Reigns in it, but it wasn't the greatest wrestling match of all
It was
time.
a great match, though. Like they did deliver. Like they gave it a lot of
Nope.
finishers.
Are you still there, Ian?
Yeah, I'm here. Camera keeps.
Okay, then you just cut out just for a small second there.
Yeah,
Did you watch it? Yeah. Did you watch it, Joe?
I did, yeah. And like what you said, I thought it's a really good match. It's not the greatest, but it is a good match.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart-esque. I wouldn't call it Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, both matches, but the second one was better. So question 10, where is this year's Backlash taking place? Not the venue, obviously. The venue's something foreign.
Ian.
I meant the city, place, country, whatever you want to call it. Go on, Ian.
Puerto Rico.
And I'll be super impressed if you can tell me the venue. Yeah, correct. Go on, tell me the venue then quickly.
Oh, feck.
It's something foreign. It doesn't matter. It's something Puerto Rican. I don't expect you to know it. Puerto Rico. 17 years since WWE have been in Puerto Rico. But yeah, the venue, which I don't even expect you to get, is somewhere Puerto Rican. So I'm just going to play this, and then we'll get to the question about Night of Champions. So we'll be back after these messages. So it is right, my socials right there, and Pro Wrestling T Gulman's, and everybody knows they want to be part of the GWO. So buy a t-shirt, ask me for where to get one, and I'll let you know. And there seems to be some sort of echoing. Anyway, we'll just forget that. So question 11. What is the slight name change that Night of Champions had for a couple of years? It was only a couple of years they had it was only a couple of years they had it. They've gone back to Night of Champions. Still the same concept, still the same pay-per-view, but go on.
Ian, I believe it was Clash of Champions.
And it was Armageddon. No, it was Clash of the Champions. WCW event pay-per-view, wasn't it, back in the day?
Yes, it was.
I don't know why they went back to Night of Champions, but whatever, it'll do, don't they? The year of the first ever Night of Champions pay-per-view.
Ian, 2007.
Ooh, give me a third. Let me just double check. I don't think you're right, but let me just double check. You may be a year out, but give me a second here. So you said one second. Was it 2007? Let me just double check. And it. Oh, okay. I thought you were a year out, but yeah, okay. Yeah, correct. Yeah, you were right. Yeah, I thought you were a year out. I thought
there's 3 matches I remember from it.
So, question 13. What pay-per-view did it take place? I wasn't called Night of Champions, it was called something else, something Night of Champions, and it was... For half a point, it's okay. The NXT have used the NXT have used part of the first name as their pay-per-view. They brought it back. They brought Okay, it's around Valentine's Day.
Oh, ding! Ian.
Ian, go on.
Vengeance Day. Vengeance.
Vengeance, yes. Vengeance Night of Champions, yes. Justin knew that straight away. It hasn't come up. As now. So yeah, Vengeance Night of Champions, and then I think it was the year after they just said, right, we'll call it Night of Champions.
Vengeance is place in Canada in 06.
And I'm sure the first one was a certain match we shouldn't really be talking about, but wasn't Benoit meant to be there?
Yeah, the match, and he.
Yeah, we'll just move on from that anyway. Move on with what Benoit did. Some people agree. Well, I shouldn't imagine everybody agrees with what he did, but anyway.
All day. We here all day.
So question 14. What's Justin saying now? That's a show where Benoit missed it. Yeah, and yeah, that's yeah.
Yeah. Five-way.
So 14. Name me 2 titles, any title from any of the years to be defended at Night of Champions pay-per-view. It can be men's title, men's title, women's title, tag title, whatever you want to please. You've got like 10,000 to choose from. So,
Ian,
right?
The WWE Heavyweight Championship and the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
We technically do 2 different belts, but okay. Name me a third one then. Jesus, something
title.
There we go. The title completely different. Yeah.
But 2 was it the one was the WWE title and one was the US title with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, they brought those 2 titles, got defended. Yeah, but
Are you talking about at the same time? Are you talking about at the same time at Night of Champions? You mean in the same match? Do you mean the same match?
Oh, I was on about naming any title, 2 titles to defended at a Night of Champions pay-per-view. So you could have had deep any title that's been defended. Tag, women's, divas. Jesus Christ, horrible belts. But ECW, that was an awful belt. The remake of it, anyway. So sorry about that. I didn't explain it. So the redesigned ECW belt, awful. You want to talk about the new world title? Jesus Christ. Anyway, so back to this year. What is the huge thing happening at this year's night? Yeah, this year's Night of Champions.
Ian,
go on.
World Heavyweight Champion.
And you are definitely wrong. I won't call being a world champion huge. There is something a lot bigger happening.
Crap.
Joe?
Oh,
somebody's 1000th day. Come on. Do you clue?
What, sorry?
It's somebody's big celebration. I can't say without telling you. Somebody's having a big celebration.
Roman Reigns' record.
There we go. The 1000th day.
1,000 day reign.
Roman Reigns 1,000 days as champion, much bigger than some world champion being crowned.
We've also said Ricky's man crush, Joe.
Okay, then yeah. Roman hitting 1,000 days. 1,000 things. Just think in the times we're in. 1,000. Anyway.
Ricky's going to travel to Saudi Arabia and present him flowers for the occasion.
Will I be allowed to go to Saudi? Are English allowed to go? I'm kind of getting political now, and maybe we shouldn't be, but quickly, are English allowed to go to Saudi?
Possibly,
Ian?
I don't know.
Okay then. Somewhere I would never go. It takes hours to get there, too expensive. And just, right, anyway. The year of the last Night of Champions pay-per-view. So the last ones, obviously, you can't count this year. And I'm going to have to double check this, actually. Let me hang on. Let me just double check. So while it's called Night of Champions, not Clash of Champions, they took a break a few years.
I'm going to take a shot. Was it 2019?
And it wasn't. No. To give you a clue, Joe, Ian was really nowhere close, but it's.
I'll take a stab in the dark and say 2015.
Oh, you got it spot on. Correct. 2015, the last Night of Champions pay-per-view, with it being Sting and Daniel Rollins, where Sting got injured. So yes, and 2015, and Ian is like, I can't lose the title. I can't be a Reigns. He wants to keep the title. Like Reigns is keeping the title. For entrance number 617. What was this year's Night of Champions pay-per-view meant to be called before they named it Night of Champions, before they decided, right, Reigns is now celebrating 1,000 days. It was meant to be something else, and it was meant to be
Ian, King of the Ring.
Yeah, the full title. Something. Okay, that wasn't.
King and Queen of the Ring.
Right, I should have just said no, but I should have just said no and let Joe answer. But that's wrong one. But yes, King and Queen of the Ring. Hopefully that comes back as a pay-per-view later on in the year. Correct, Justin. King and Queen of the Ring. Maybe they got no plans. Maybe they knew that Reigns was holding it for 1,000 days. So,
but if they knew he was holding it for 1,000 days, why didn't they just give him some sort of crown for his achievements?
He's probably gonna get one anyway. Oh yeah, true. Yeah. Could have done that. Yeah. It's WWE. Why has Rollins and Omos been booked for Backlash? Why did they do anything anyway? 18. So question 18. Who won the John Cena versus Triple H match at Night of Champions 2008?
Ian,
to help you out, for the WWE title.
Ian, it was Triple H, evening the score from WrestleMania.
And if you watched Raw and Triple H said, at WrestleMania 22 and I beat John Cena, I thought, no, you didn't. Anyway, so yes, I think Cena should have won that. What do you think, guys?
Well, no, I think Triple H was the right call to win at the time. Because Cena won at WrestleMania and Triple H needed the win, and Cena was already over, so Triple H needed it.
Yeah. Just do the tournaments on TV and the final side of it. Well, the tournaments for the world title. Well, aren't they doing that? King of the Ring. Oh, yes. Yeah, they could have done. Yeah.
Well, sure. That's what they did. Well, that's what they did at Crown Jewel in 2021.
No, it was just the finals.
Yeah, I know. What I mean is they did the tournaments on Raw and SmackDown and the finals on.
Well, yeah. They could have easily done that, but it's Vince. Anyway.
Who has to do the thing as well?
It's Vince booking. We could be here all day with booking, but anyway, let's move on. So going back to the very first Night of Champions, maybe two people in the 5-pack challenge on the first ever Night of Champions pay-per-view.
Ian, it was John Cena and Bobby Lashley.
Was it? Let me look. I'm sure it was.
The 5-pack challenge was all former champions, and Bobby Lashley was stripped of the ECW title.
I'm sure it's going to take me a minute or two to look. Jesus Christ. 2008, wasn't it? Yeah.
No, 2007.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Going back even further now. Why doesn't Wikipedia have these on so just can go back? Give me a second. I found it. Okay then. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't do my research properly. I did, but I just kind of skimmed through it. So yeah, you could have had King Booker, Mick Foley, or Orton as well.
Oh yeah.
Foley
who took the pin that night.
What?
Foley was the one who took the pin that night.
So Justin was right. Mick Foley and Bobby Lashley
I think that was also it was the pay-per-view before Booker's infamous burial at SummerSlam.
The pay-per-view before that was it was a pay-per-view before that. I forget which one, but it had Cena versus Lashley for the title, and it's had Randy Orton and Dusty Rhodes that day.
You American, yeah, I know.
And then Booker T was buried at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
So, question 20 before we...
That was the match Randy and Dusty had.
There we go. Right. Why is that coming up? Give me a second here. There we go. Right. So, question 20 before we're going to guess the theme. Again, about Night of Champions.
You still have question 19? Oh, here, sorry.
Question 20, the year of the first non-title match to happen at a Night of Champions pay-per-view. So, I think for the first few years, it was all about the titles, and then they started doing matches with like no titles. We're going, Joe. You want to take a guess?
I'm probably going to get this one wrong, but I wasn't Kevin. No, no, sorry, pass. I was going to say Kevin Owens and Ziggler, but that's wrong. It's another event.
Go on. If you want to go with that, then that didn't happen at Night of Champions, did it?
I don't think we'll take the defeat.
Okay, then Ian, do you know?
2011, and the match was CM Punk versus Triple H.
Well, you're both unfortunately wrong. I don't know what we do here really, but you're both wrong. And it was in the year of 2010, and it was CM Punk versus The Big Show.
Oh, shoot.
So, I'm going to play another little... What?
I forgot that happened.
Clearly. So,
you don't think of CM Punk in 2010, you think of him in 2011.
So, I'm going to play another thing. I'm going to go into quickly guess the theme. Some are easy, some aren't, and some are just spread all over the years. So, let me play this first, and then it's guess the theme. I'll play 10 seconds of each theme, and it's for the first two answers. Let me just play this. So that is right. On my socials, add me, follow me, just as I'm sorting this out. There we go. Got it on the right point. Let me take that off. Give me a second. Some horrendous echoing. I will go along anyway. So what 20? So all the way from 20 to 30 is guess the theme. 10 seconds of each. This is your first one. If you can't hear it, let me know. And here you go. Can you hear it? That was Joe. I saw Joe put his finger up. Go on.
King Booker.
King Booker. Were you there on Sunday? You were there both days, weren't you? Yeah.
Him and Sharmell were absolutely lovely. Like really.
Yeah, when they did their entrance, like King Booker. That was just awesome to be there and awesome to see. But yes, correct, King Booker. And he knighted that kid. That was good. That was funny. So Booker, but it's Booker, isn't it? But there you go. Booker. Let me. I see. I'm gonna have to kind of probably mute it, and then let me see if I don't have to. Give me a second here. There we go. Stopped it right on the. And you should know this straight away. But here you go. on.
The tribal chief Roman Reigns.
Should have done that straight away. So yes, obviously Roman Reigns, yes. Just imagine if they could get him at Love of Wrestling. Jesus Christ. A cumulative tape will be three days long.
I think
What?
he'd demand too much. He'd demand too much.
Yeah, and WWE wouldn't let him and cost too much. And
I tell you what else is as well. You wouldn't actually get an autograph and photo. You just get to acknowledge him.
exactly. That's it. You're not going to get a photo and me, or I'm not signing anything to acknowledge me and go.
For an event like that, I mean, the ones who would cost the most would be Reigns, Lesnar, and Cena, and probably Taker, because Taker charges a lot of money in conventions.
Very quickly, Lesnar would hate people. Taker they've had before, Cena they've had before. Taker was 150 for a photo for who he is. I don't think that's much. I think Cena was 187, call it 200. So they've had those two before. Lesnar hates people, and Reigns, doesn't need the money.
Well, Lesnar would demand more money.
And doesn't like people, so...
Yeah, so he'd want more money.
Mainly doesn't like people, so I think that's the factor, really, but there you go.
Oh, yeah, he really doesn't like people before, I know, but I know that.
He hates people, so...
Oh, yeah, he admits that on Steve Austin's podcast.
There you go, then. So you could give him... Well, maybe if give him a lot. I think it's 50 million that it's quite happily do it, but it'd be way too expensive. Anyway... adverts. That's just an advert. Give me a second.
You've got to on Spotify.
Why the I'm on YouTube. Oh yeah, Spotify. There's no adverts on Spotify.
No, you don't have to, but you should have gotten the wrestling teams off Spotify.
That's why he hides out in Canada. Yeah. In a big massive farm. And a big massive farm, he doesn't like people. So, question 3. Theme 3.
Grayson Waller.
Yeah. Who's now been called up to the main roster on SmackDown. Let's see if they do anything with him. Let's see if they do anything with any of the people. But Grayson Waller's a good heel, so hopefully you'd think they'd push him.
They will do something with him. I can see big things. He's definitely got that gifted gab like Miz, LA Knight, and Terry. Oh, that'd be great.
Grayson Waller. Who? LA Knight.
Grayson Waller, dummy. Yeah.
I mean, as long as he doesn't have the call up like Bobby Roode. Like that, that one.
He's got a bad neck injury. Joe could be a scary thought, though. Could you imagine Waller and Wyatt working together?
Yeah, apparently Wyatt's got a new writer. Anyway, question theme 4. You've got 10 seconds of this. 3, 2, 1. Stop. 1, Joe.
It's Rock's Hollywood's theme.
Yes.
I hear the sound wasn't great.
Just before you said it's cooking as well. But yes. And he's still got cheered even with that theme as far as the Rocks are rock.
No, the sound wasn't great on that.
Oh, okay. So sorry. Justin knew and Joe knew, so
okay, Joe, well done on that one.
So number 27, and this is like an old one. Going back to well, The Rock, I suppose you could say was old, but yeah, 27. Give me 1 second. Well, on Spotify, there's no adverts, is there not?
No. If you're paying for it, no.
Yeah, but then I don't want to pay. YouTube's free. But I'll turn this up so you can hear it then. See, then you know it's right.
It's only a tenner a month.
But the YouTube's free.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, 20.
Anyway, sorry.
I didn't know you worked for Spotify. I don't want to sell it to me.
I have
anyway,
Spotify.
What?
I have Spotify.
Good, but it's not free. So it's YouTube isn't. So Justin, he said Kane. The next one's not Kane. Give Waller the US title on the first on SmackDown. Then you have to turn him face anyway. So 27 is this one.
Oh, Ian. It's the Human Oddities.
What did you say?
It's the Human Oddities.
Not what they were called in WWE.
Ian, the Oddities.
Okay, well, you had two answers there. So, Joe, did you know?
I didn't know. That one escaped me.
I was going to give you the point because Ian took like two shots at it. GW for life, baby. That is right. Make people acknowledge GWR. Yeah, I'll give you the point anyway. If they knew you give 2 goals of that, Ian.
Yeah, that was the Oddities.
Thinking you eat straight away, Justin. 20.
The Oddities were the flipping. Who would you compare the Oddities to today for modern jobs?
Oof. They were good. Well, not good. They weren't good, but they were characters.
They were the entertainment jobber group. They're basically the 3MB of the Attitude Era.
Well, yeah, characters. So
yeah, they were characters. They're basically jobber characters.
And that's why nowadays. I'll have to mute. Turn that down. Give me a second. It says something at the beginning. It gives it away. That's why wrestling isn't as popular today. What characters have you got apart from Reigns?
I think people more look to actual real life people then. Like character wise, I say you could call.
Well, that's why wrestling isn't big, because there's no characters for people to get invested in. Reigns is the only one. Anyway, the social outcasts. Yeah.
Remember them?
Yeah, maybe the Oddities. Yeah.
The Job Squad.
We could be here all day naming factions. Anyway, number 28. Joe, go on.
Brutus the Barber Beefcakes theme.
Yeah, Ian didn't know that. Ian was upset about that, but yeah, correct. Yeah, Golden Era. You think they'd have him at Love of Wrestling, but maybe not. Maybe one year. Does Justin know? He probably does. He knows. Of course, you know. Yes, Bruce's Beefcake. 2 more left. Did you? Yeah, Bruce's Beefcake back in the day. Did you like his character, Joe?
He was enjoyably cheesy. You know, part of this stuff. So.
Cheesy for the era he was in.
Calorie Cadbury. Unbelievable.
Another advert at Cadbury's. Hang on, give me a second.
You can pay less, so you can do more.
Oh, no, I haven't played it yet. Yeah, sorry. Go on, right.
Ian, I said it first. Kai and Tai.
Yeah, did you know not Justin, sorry, Joe?
I did a fraction too late, but yeah, I did.
Yeah, he was only on TV because Hogan's friend, yeah, probably, yeah. That's why he's in. That's why he's in the Hall of Fame too, because he's Hogan's friend. Fananki Kaintai, yeah. Remember their gimmick? But Ian, correct, yes. Their gimmick was like they came out, and whose voice was that?
It was a piss take on Japanese films, on Japanese martial arts films.
Whose voice was it? Was it Bruce's Beef? Not Bruce's. Bruce Pritchard's.
Yeah, I think it might have been, or probably it was probably Arn Anderson's. You know, like.
They obviously did it because they were taking the piss out of martial arts films where there's always voice acting. Because like when they were doing it, Joe Film was out at the time when they were doing it. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
With Jackie Chan. Was that Jackie Chan or Jet Li?
No, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was Michelle Yeoh.
No, the actor in it, Jet Li or Jackie Chan.
It was Chow Yun Fat.
Chow Yun Fat, yes.
Yeah. I don't know who that is, but anyway.
Who recently won the Oscar.
Yeah.
Right, I don't know who that is. I only know Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan.
You heard of Michelle Yeoh?
Possibly, but we could be here all night discussing who these people are. Anyway, last one, not question, theme 30, an old one. I'd be surprised if, well, let's see. And here you go.
Ian,
Go on.
it's the Goon.
Ooh. I thought it was the Rocks again, but correct, yes, the Goon. A character they did nothing with, and
The hockey
and I think Justin's gone. Has he now? Justin might know the answer. So Ian's done very well here, and is still quiz champion. But well done to Joe. Thank you.
Well done, Joe.
Yeah, right. The power handshake. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for replacing Paul. I don't know where Paul's gone. I presume his phone's died or something. So yeah, thank you. Not many other people. I have loads of people, and you're kind of the first person to come on. I'm almost about to say Abe Knuckleball Swartz. I can't even think about what his theme was. Who else was he? Brooklyn Brawler. But yeah, thank you for coming on, Joe. Do you have anything to promote? If you have, promote it now.
No, I'm good. Like I said, here for the sort of entertainment.
I
stuff
don't
like
promote at the moment.
Okay, then, so I'll put you back.
Sorry, first question, first Q&A thing was, it was pretty cool. So thanks for having me on.
Okay, then I'll put you backstage. Put you backstage if you've done a talk. That's fine. If you want to go, fine with me. Or we just chat up for a few more minutes. So thank you for being on. You said you got to say nothing to promote now.
No, not at the moment. But first title reign, well done. Wasn't going to be a transferable champion.
That's right, transitional champion. But let's see if you can have the reign, doubtful, but let's see, of 976 days.
Well, start preparing the next bunch.
Right then, so yeah, thank you for being on. I'll put you backstage if you want to chat. Okay, if you don't, you want to go, that's fine. So thank you, and well done for defending the title successfully. And I'm going to have to think of harder questions. I think you know everything. Anyway, thank you. So, first of all, I will be doing Backlash watch along. So, Joe, Ian, anybody else, Justin, anybody else who wants to jump on and join me, you're welcome to do it. So, I'm going to get some promotion done first. So, PMP, Pancakes and Power Slams, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Go and check them out, give them your support. Also, Sportskedia on Facebook, Twitter, give them a like. Even to your podcasts, DOMCAST, and In Time Wrestling Podcast, Just In Time 211. Do follow him. Some great intakes into wrestling. Follow him on Twitter. That is right, Justin. If you're into your eFeds, TWF Network, ASPW Production, and Radio Extreme Wrestling, Red Bill Radio F8. And if you're into your promo-based eFeds, it is Promo Performance Alliance. Also, a shout-out, Joe, if you want to be in it, I can ask people if you can get you in it. But if you have to be a massive Reigns fan to start with. But GWR WhatsApp group can get you in. It's all banter, it's all fun. So yeah, anybody want to be in that, let me know. Don't forget Backlash watch along, watch party on Saturday. Do like and subscribe those month-long shout-outs, and it is Ricky Goldman out.